Hello guys, what is up? Me, D with Ben here, and this is a record for me, 64 kills. I think it's 16 deaths, but I'm not sure. It was an amazing gameplay back a couple months ago. I played it, and I just haven't had time to put it out, but I want to put it out, and it's about 12 minutes of gameplay. So I wanted to find something good to talk about. I didn't know what to talk about, so I am coming out of my shell and gonna tell you something that hardly any of my friends know. Only my best friend knows, that I've known since I was 7. Only he knows about it, and nobody else does. So this is gonna be huge to talk about, but I'm gonna talk about it. So a lot of you might be wondering, he's making gameplays out, when we're all in school. Why? Well, and from kindergarten to 6th grade, I went to this private Christian school, and it was awesome. I had, a lot of, fun there, and it was really, really cool. Got to play basketball for him, and a nice triple kill here. And, yeah, I got to play basketball for him. I was the best on the team. I was just having a good time. So then, I wanted to go and play for this local high school that is a real good basketball program. They're a real good coach. So I had to go to school there. So I switched schools, and in about a week, a couple days, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun here. I got to play basketball. Then I started, sleeping, and I couldn't sleep. And then I just started getting all this anxiety, and I didn't know, what to do. I was kind of... during the day I was fine, and a couple times, I only went to school there for about 3 weeks, so a couple times I just said I was sick, and went home, and cried a lot, to be honest with you. But a lot of you think I'm a big crybaby, but back then I was crying over it, and it just wasn't right. And so we went to a therapist, and turns out I have separation anxiety, where where I was at this Christian school, it was like a family. There was only a couple kids, and it really didn't matter what would happen there, and my mom helped out a lot, but I was just used to it from kindergarten. So putting me into a new environment, I didn't like it, and I wanted to be home, and it just wasn't right. The kids were fine, the teachers were fine, but I can't control myself. And back then, a lot of times, I would get into an anxiety attack, and I would just, go on a rampage. I'd shove things, throw chairs, and purposely, hurt myself, punch myself in the head, and, I remember, one time I was over at my grandma's, and my cousins always came, and they still come, and we always have a great time, but, there was nothing wrong, and I just going on this attack, and I was, throwing stuff, and pushing my cousins down, and, banging my head off the door, and I didn't know why. And I would just, it just happened, these attacks, and it was crazy, and, I can't control it. I tried to stop, but I just couldn't. And, I don't want to hurt anybody, but yet some people, like my cousins, I shoved them down. It didn't hurt them. I didn't, nobody got really hurt, but still. So, I got therapy help, and I ended up quitting the school because I just couldn't take it. And I'm like, I need to go back to that Christian school. So I went back for about a week or so, and the same thing happened at the other school. I just still had that anxiety, and I couldn't get it out, and I thought it was the same thing was going to happen to that school, where I can't do it, I can't do school, it's too long, and I'm going to cry over it, and I don't want to cry in front of people, and I'm just going to get on a rampage and have this anxiety attack in school, and I didn't want that to happen. So, I went there for about a week, then I had this good friend. I remember one day my mom, I'm like, I can't go to school, and I was laying on the floor in our car because I don't want anybody to see me dropping off my sister at school. So I remember this good friend, he has Alzheimer's, and he was my buddy for all those years I went to school, from like 2nd grade till I left. And he was always calling himself Ben, and me and him would hang out and stuff, and I'd help out with him a lot, and everybody appreciated it. And I remember the one day thinking, what do you think? Max goes through all, his name was Max. He goes through all those problems with, he has or not. Did I say Alzheimer's? He doesn't have Alzheimer's. He has autism. If I said Alzheimer's, then I just got mixed up with words. He had autism. So, him and I were buds, and he said, what do you think he has to go through? He has that. And I just have a little problem, and I'm making it think like it's a big problem. And, I was really sad about that. So, I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta be home. So I started cyber school. And then all the anxiety went away because I was home, for one, and I wasn't in an environment with other kids. So, then, I was taking medicine for it, and, and I had these pills that if I was really, really bad, like, if I was in an attack, I would take them and it would calm me down real good. But then, the anxiety went away, and that work was easier, and, I didn't have to worry about anything, and I was living my life. So, I started that, back when I was in 7th grade, cyber school. I was tried out this local public school, I couldn't do it. Went back to the Christian school, couldn't do it. So I was like 3 schools, finally I stayed with the cyber school. Then, I went to try out for basketball. I'm like, I need to play basketball. I'm allowed to play basketball if I cyber school for the schools. So I'm like, I need to play basketball somewhere. In Richland I went, and a couple practices, I had to leave. Going back to that school, even to play basketball, my attacks were coming back, and it was getting worse. And, the coach is like, you're not going to be a starter, because I could have been a real good starter for the team. And, I couldn't show up to practice, so I just had to quit that, and I was real mad about that. I was mad at myself, because I wanted to play basketball, and I just couldn't. So, then I went back to the Christians. I didn't go back to Christian school, but my sister still went there, so I played basketball for them, and I felt like a family still. And, the practices, there was hardly any coaches there, so we did what we want. We still ran drills, but I was pretty much the whole team. I scored all the points a couple times. So we went to this tournament, and that's what happened. They didn't having a season because there wasn't enough kids. So I couldn't play basketball for them, so I had to stop, and I couldn't play for Richland. So my basketball career was screwed. That's my life, and I can't play it. I just have to play outside at my house and shoot hoops. It was ridiculous, and, I couldn't control it, and that's why I hurt myself, I think, a lot of times, is because I couldn't control it, for one, so it just happened, and 2, I was mad about it. Everything, what was going on, so, the cyber school was good then, so I did it for a couple years, and last year we had to be on class for a month straight, and, last year I was fine, and, I've been off my medicine for about, let me think, like 3 years now, and I've been good. And just this past couple of days, the same thing happened. I wasn't hurting myself, and, but I just didn't want to do it, and I just felt like crying. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. Everything's fine. It's easy, and I'm just making this big deal about it, and I can't control it. And I want to get through it, but my head is not telling me that I can get through it. But yet, I should be getting through it. And I've been looking now these past couple of days at a school where I can just do the work, where it's very flexible, and I can just do the work at home and turn it in. I don't have to sit in front of the teacher, and that's what I want to do, and if I can find that, that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to stick what I have, and, I'm going to have a lot of trouble when I get older, especially with college. I want to go to college and, move down to Florida and go to college. But yeah, if I'm having all these problems, I can't. I'm not going to be able to go to college. And a couple of days ago, I'm just like, I want to just get a job. I would work. I don't want to do all this school stuff, but yet I have to. Every kid has to. Unless they want to be a hobo and live out on the street and sell crack, but, you know, everybody has to, and I just got to get that through my mind. And, you know, it's been tough dealing with it, and I know this is probably the first time you ever heard me say this before, but I just had to get it out there. And hopefully I won't have any more problems. And hopefully, you know, if I have to, the medicine work, if I get back on the medicine, then I have to, but I hope that doesn't have to happen, because I can do it, you know, and I know a lot of you probably think this sounds ridiculous, but that's a problem I've been having, and that's just something I can't control. So, guys, the videos I'm sending, thanks for watching this amazing gameplay. I'm going to be Ustreaming tonight if you're watching this today, when it comes out, which Ustream is where you come on live. I'll be live. The website's called Ustream, the app's called Ustream, and you can see me. We're going to have some fun. You can ask me questions, you know, even about my anxiety. If you're having problems, you know, I can help you out. Anything for my subscribers, you know, just let me know. There'll be a chat there. So 64 and 16 with 14 assists. Guys, follow me on Keek, D with BenFan. Follow me on Twitter, D with BenFan. And come to the Ustream tonight. It's at 10 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm going to be there for an hour. You can ask me questions, you know. I'll be doing some shout-outs and stuff to all the fans just to try to give back and have a nice time. So, thanks for watching. Please like the video. I mean, it took me a lot to try to talk to you about this, you know, and to think what is happening to me back then, and maybe it's happening now. I hope it's not. There are some signs that it might be, but I don't think it will happen. With the support of you guys, please like the video. Let me know in the comments below. Come to the Ustream, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.